Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I want to continue doing some testing on my Zealot here for T5 BIS. This fit goes just under 2 billion ISK, it is pretty expensive, but it's able to do T5s, or at least so far in the tests we've done it's able to do them. The main downside to this fit is that it's got low DPS. With the Conflag we actually pull over just over 600 DPS, which is not at all a lot of DPS for a T5 ship. But it's still, I think it's enough to get through, but I want to do testing to make sure that it's able to do that. And the reason this fit is also a little bit expensive compared to, say, a typical T5 fit could also be that it is more optimized for my T0 to T6 BIS series, because in my T0 to T6 BIS series I have a specific fit for T4, so I'm trying to use as little module changes as possible to get to the next tier, which I'll then eventually use for T6 as well. So just reducing the amount of times I have to sell modules and resell modules and potentially lose ISK in the meantime. So that's why I've got a Corpum A-type Multispectrum and a Corpum A-type medium armor repair to help me a bit here. That it's quite overkill. I think that the tank is overkill. We'll see in this Kikimora wave and do some general testing. The main thing I think that is going to be a good test is the time. The time is what I'm most worried about with just one damage module. To me it feels a bit shaky, but who knows, it might be good. We need to just get a bit closer here. Got amazing capacitor in the electrical abyss with 52 gigajoules a second. Okay, let's get that web on. There we go. And let's web that guy too. Tangling Kiki. Great, okay. We'll also lock up their bioadaptive cache. There we go. Let's open up that bioadaptive cache to see what's in there. It doesn't really matter here that we're doing the test on the test server, but I'm curious to see what is in there, and also just to give it a more accurate representation of like time testing. I'm just trying to go for the caches just to put more sort of strain on the time, since it is a time consuming process to collect these caches, but it's not particularly profitable to just go for the adaptives in these sites, the T5s, especially in the electrics, because in the electrics there's just going to be so much upfront cost, so you ideally want to get as much ISK out of each side as possible, so that's when you would ideally want to go for the extraction nodes as well. Okay, but this, that's so bad loot, like that's just the worst loot you can get, just pure of that red loot. Tank is fine, it seems. We get a really good thermal resist with the reactive armor hardener, 89%. Oof. See how little damage they're doing, like 20. None of them are doing over 100 DPS or DP damage per shot. It's nice that they're also orbiting us closely, because it enables us to use Conflag a bit more. But the downside is that we'll have maybe a little bit more difficult time tracking them, but I think it should be alright, just because we've got the web. The web is quite potent. Ghosters also make it harder for us to track, so when we destroy them it should be easier as well. Could also be good to deploy some drones. Move a little bit to the side here. Take out that striking Kiki here. And we seem to be making an alright amount of time. They're all going to be going quicker than the next one or the previous one, because of how they've not got as much remote reps going on. All these Triglavians love to remote rep each other, so there's less remote reps happening, and the more we destroy, and also the drones assisting as well is great. I just like to avoid to use drones in these Kikimora waves just because they do so much damage, so if they start attacking them, it's unlikely those drones are going to make it back to the drone bay, they're just going to die straight away. Yeah, probably I would like to use the Imperial Navy. It's also a bit of a cheat here that we got, okay, first off, minus 70% EM resist makes it easier for us in terms of time, but the big cheat here is that the tracking assist bar, and this makes it so much easier for us to track these small guys than it normally would. We'll look at the side there. Destroy that starving dammer. Now the striking dammer. And we'll just get close to that gate so we can instantly jump to the next room when we're done here. Put Scorch here. Next room. Okay, Lucid Deep Watcher wave. This is a wave which puts a lot of strain on time, so it's good that we got this. Can deploy drones to help a little bit take out these tiny little Lucid escorts. Well, that guy's getting really close. Very fast. He used the tactical cloud to get him closer. They just ejected themselves towards us. Oh no, our drone's taking a lot of damage from the deep automatic suppressor. We need to be careful. Yeah, short range one, they are very deadly. There we go. Scorch. And then go for the escort there. Great. Destroy that by adaptive. See if we get anything interesting there. I doubt it. Okay. So I think we should be able to use our drones now because that short range deep automatic suppressor is a little bit further away. Oh, look at that. Amazing loot. That's the kind of stuff that will make these T5 sites worth it. I get the cataclysmic. Okay, this is not worth so much, but the cataclysmic dark filament, that is really great. And the gravid mutaplasmid, I think this is worth something as well. So we can just orbit these loose deep watches close. Oh, that what? Never mind. The deep automatic suppressors is the medium one is going off here. Just cutting our DPS. How much DPS? Cutting 85 DPS off us by removing our drones. It's quite a bit of DPS actually we lose. It's nice to have those drones. Especially since my drone skills are maxed on this character. I've got drone specialization now 5. I can orbit a little bit closer because we've got the tachyon cloud keeping us far away. So we're just going so far, so we'll orbit further away. We're trying to orbit close. I'm not able to turn fast enough. We just got flung away from that lucid deep watch over there. I think he might be pulling range from us. No, it's not. 390 meters a second. Could that be that he's an tachyon cloud? Feels like it's harder to get close to this lucid deep watcher than it usually is. Yeah, it must be. Keep a range here, 10 kilometers. I think that's good. Work them a bit, keep them in place. Don't want that whale to fly away. Just have to grind away the pulse stasis. Come on, we finally have to do this wave here. Oh, we're spending a lot of time on this wave. This wave is a really long wave. I think we've spent over 6 minutes here. And we're also minus 70%, but that's not a good sign because it can be even worse than this with a minus 50% EM resist. Oof, that's not good. I mean, this ship is definitely able to handle T5, but how well in the long run I don't think it's a good one, because the thing is when we're doing these kind of expensive fits, we want to be able to do these for the long run. We don't want to have it so that, like, okay, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. We want to basically be 99% of the time winning these or beating these Abyss sites, just because we can't afford to regularly lose them, because they'll just lose us too much ISK. We won't get any profit if we just keep losing them. It's not like a disposable fit where you can just lose them here and there and not worry too much, like these cheap hawks sometimes people use in frigate sites. This is more reliable and long term, lower risk you could say, but high investment. Yeah, that's not at all good there. Almost, I think 6-7 minutes. Do not think that would have been good if it had happened 3 times in a row, and especially if it was a minus 50% too. These Vela waves, they are pretty easy. I've faced them before. Not too difficult at all. Let's go with the Scorch. Use the Imperial Navy Multifrequency here. Imperial Navy Multifrequency has good tracking, but it's a bit difficult when you're getting guys disrupted pretty hard like we are now. We're barely able to track this guy. Let's get a bit closer. There we go. Now for this guy. Move a little bit towards the transfer corridor. Actually, no, we'll go to the biadaptive cache. I should probably take out those Vedmax because they're going to be providing bigger remote reps than the frigates here. I would have loved to use the drones. I feel like there's always evil automatic suppressors. Yeah, is there? Oh, I think it's just the particle effects in the background. It's not the evil automatic suppressor. I think it's just coming from explosions. Yeah, it's from the explosion of this biadaptive cache. That's what it was. Let's open up that cache here. Yeah, just why are we getting so much Triglavian survey data only caches? That's really depressing. In with the conflag and get the drones on the case. Now we've got a bit longer range, 12, 18 instead of 6 and 11. Now these waves are pretty fast, they're not too slow. Where they're generally speaking, the Velas are very easy waves, so there's nothing to be impressed about. Especially when they're sitting in the minus 70% as well. Last Vedmak. The drones haven't taken a particularly high amount of aggro, so that's good, because sometimes when I don't pay attention to them like I have just now, or like a minute or so, usually one or two of them have got destroyed, but they seem to be in fine health. Fine health. Fine drone health. Last Dynamic. Weapon a little bit with the drones, it should be easy. And there we go. So the site was done. We did not complete it in a particularly good time. 16 and a half minutes to spare. And we also had a minus 50% with an easy Vela wave, so I'm not happy about the Lucid Deep Watcher wave. That did not feel good to me. Did not at all feel good. And it makes a lot of sense. We've got very low DPS, we need more. But unfortunately, we have to upgrade our tank significantly in terms of the bling to be able to continue, because it's not really going to work like this in the long run, I think. Might be able to do another test, but so far perhaps the idea of using this fit as a T5 transition is not the best. I think it might be good to use a T4 Firestorm, which I have been considering a lot before, because that would be nice in the way that you're going to have very cheap filaments, so it'll be pretty low investment cost. Here it's always going to be the same case as the T4s, where you have to sort of full clear to make it be really worth it, otherwise it's not going to be too worth it. So we'll see what we'll do in the T0 to T6 bit series, but until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video. T5 testing with a little bit slightly cheaper fit. If you did enjoy the video or learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.